I will call the Pownal Select Board meeting to order on Thursday, September 4th, a little after 7. Agenda approval the minutes of 8/6/14, special meeting, 8/13/14 special, and 8/14 regular. Warrants, mail, transfer station supervisor monthly board meeting report, and under old business, we're going to do employee evaluations for the transfer station. Much pleasure, guys.
So moved.
Second.
Anything to be added? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approve of the minutes of 8/6/14,
So moved.
special meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approve of the minutes of 8/13/14, special meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approve 8/14/14, regular meeting.
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Second.
I'll second it.
I heard two people say aye. Okay, town payroll ending 9/5/14 in the amount of $5,790.39. I'm gonna take a motion on that one because I'm gonna have to, well, I can abstain anyways on that one. I have to abstain on. This is the one you wanna wait on?
I don't need to, I just wrote it for a question.
Okay,
I just was, I didn't sign it, I was just, I
okay.
wanted to be sure that.
Okay,
It's addressed.
payroll in
I'd like to know.
8/24/14, $6,398.64. Payroll report ending 8/22/14 in the amount of $7,900.85. Accounts payable ending 8/22/14 in the amount of $20,351.82. This has our health insurance bills in it, and wastewater treatment facility got some stuff that was over $6,000 too. Those are the large items. Okay, accounts payable ending 8/29/14 in the amount of $47,952. This is the one with the backhoe we bought, which is $28,050, and then there was electricity bills for $6,500, and Hoosick Water Quality for a couple thousand, and the IRS for a couple thousand for payroll transfer, making up the bulk of that one. This is accounts payable ending 9/05/14 in the amount of $6,732.89. More to the norm. What's your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on any of them?
Now?
Yeah.
We can discuss the one I didn't sign here. I don't
Yeah.
remember what the number is.
Number 2.
Number 2. That was for 40 hours of work, I guess, on that backhoe that was purchased by the road crew, and they want to charge it to the transfer station, which I wouldn't have any problem with that, but we paid for half the other one. Ain't the other one worth anything? They're getting the other one back. I think it's at least worth 40 hours worth of work. That was bought half by the transfer station and half by the...
That's, yeah, they did pay, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and, and our understanding is now that this machine goes to the transfer station, and it's for the transfer station only?
Yes.
Well, it's just machine that can be... Well,
It's a
we've
town.
always agreed that the machinery belongs to the town no matter where it's needed,
That's right.
if it's a real necessity.
Then they can,
I mean, the other machine was bought on a shared basis,
That's
figuring it was going to be used a couple of days a week by one and 2-3 days a
right
week by
from the
the other.
start. Okay.
That's right from the beginning. That's why it was bought on halves. This machine, I presume, will remain at the transfer station, but surely if one of them other ones break down, it's a town piece of equipment. So I got no problem, and that's what we discussed before, that it's town machinery.
And they need to learn to share and
That's right.
work together. All right, so I guess the question is, and I had a comment on this too, was that because of that, and again, the work that was done on this for the 40 hours was really getting it up to shape in the sense of painting it and treating the rust and making sure it's greased and fit, oils and so forth. So it's really prepping it to put it to work. A shared cost between the two groups was what my thoughts were initially, simply because we've done that before. But if this is solely the other way, it doesn't make any difference to me how you do it, I guess is what I'm saying. How do you feel that should be billed?
Well, I'm just from a business aspect. If I own half a machine and I gave it away, I would think somebody could give me 40 hours worth of work. That's how it would be if I was doing it, if it was my business. But it ain't my business. It's the town's business. Do what you want.
So this is a one-time thing?
Well, we bought half the machine. Each one bought half. It came out of half of each budget. So in other words,
first one.
if the town,
The
the
first
John Deere, the one that's going back to the
That
town.
is correct.
So when they dispose of that, is that when they're going to reimburse the transfer station? If they sell it? If they scrap it? Is that when they get their half back? I was just curious, that's all.
What's your take on this?
I didn't realize that the John Deere was owned by,
It was
it was
bought by
shared
out of two
by,
budgets.
by the two budgets. I didn't realize
That's
that.
right.
Well, listen. The only opinion I have on it is that, look, let's clean it up. Let's clean up who owns what, and then all I want is I want the transfer station to have their piece of equipment. And I'm saying it belongs to the town. If the town should need it for any emergency or whatever, we most certainly are gonna use it,
That's
wherever it's gonna be needed. So that's settled, okay?
Yeah.
Now, as far as, Ronnie's absolutely right, that's why I waited on
Well,
number two, okay?
well-
Now, what I'm gonna say to that is, we have one or two things we can do. Either we can go ahead and have the, general reimburse the road for what we believe the value of that John Deere piece of equipment is.
It'd be just the opposite.
You understand?
Yeah, the road would,
Okay.
the road would.
Or
be better.
say, hey, if you're satisfied with paying 40 hours, you own it and leave it alone.
That's right.
I don't have a problem either way. It's our money, the town's money.
Yeah.
Either way, it's the town's money.
Yeah. Well,
So,
it's
I agree with Ronnie. You follow where I'm going with it on both sides. I just want it cleaned up.
yeah.
So, do you have an idea how you want to clean it up?
No, my thoughts were, look it, went down with the object of getting a machine. The transfer station bought this second-hand machine at an auction
That's right.
out of their budget. And they also paid for half of the John Deere.
Right.
So, okay, we sent it over there and it was fixed over there at the town garage. It was shined up a little, you know, they
That's
took the rust
No, no,
off,
it-
painted it
yeah.
up. You know, man put 40 hours in, probably did some welding. I don't know what he did. But anyway, I'm thinking, you know, they're getting the other machine. What, you know, they got no reimbursement to the transfer station, who did pay for half of it, even though it was a while back. They paid for half of it. So I'm thinking, you know, that it's kind of picayune to be trying to bill that back. But that's just my thoughts. I'm just
Well-
a businessman. If I did business with you and I own half a machine and we sold it, I would expect to get something back.
Yeah, well, when I first saw this, I thought it should have been split, but then my mind was still on the machine being a shared cost. This machine isn't a shared cost.
No, no.
Yeah,
That's
transfer station bought it.
It's over.
So the question, I guess, that I'm hearing is, do we still want a shared machine between the two groups, even though it's not really shared as much as it was before? Or do we want to cut loose the shared machine, let it become part of the road crew, and
Forget
the
it.
transfer station has theirs, then we don't have this
Kind of a-
anymore. And we do that simply by saying that this payment for these 40 hours comes out of the road, not the transfer station. That
So
would-
moved.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Let Casey know he fully owns the John Deere these days. Now, we didn't ask the transfer station guy what he thought of that. He's here, but too late now. Okay. And I agree with you. If he needs it, he'll,
Well, either way, that's
He'll-
still our decision. So let it, or who's ever gonna be
yeah,
here.
he'll take in,
That's right.
it's our decision when the equipment
Okay,
gets
we're good.
shared. Okay, that's done. Everybody said aye, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I need a vote on all the,
So moved.
yeah, I
Already
think
guys
I already had
already-
that. I just need a vote.
Oh, okay.
All those in favor of the budgets,
Aye.
warrants? Okay, and I abstain from number one and say aye to the rest. Okay. Got through that,
Why do you abstain?
because number one's
Getting
my
paid.
paycheck.
What's the ending on that?
Ending is 14, 8/14. Oh, 5, let me get close enough so I can see it. 9/5/14, there. It's better. Okay, pre-household hazardous waste collection day is Saturday, October 4th, 2014, rain or shine, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. at the Shasberry Solid Waste Facility. 1 p.m. I'm gonna have to get new glasses here. What'd they say, 10? Gave him an hour? 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And Shasberry Solid Waste Facility, 536 North Road, Shasberry, Vermont. And this is for all Shasberry, Stanford, and Pownal residents. And is there anything on here that says you can't leave? What not to bring? Empty containers, trash, radioactive waste, smoke detectors, infectious biological waste, pressurized cylinders, ammunition, fireworks, explosives, prescription medicine, syringes, dried and hardened latex paint, auto alkaline batteries, battery packs, and e-waste. Okay, and we'll have our monthly meeting here, and we'll let our transfer station supervisor talk more about that. Okay. We have a resolution for 2015 municipal planning grant. This is the one where the chair of the planning board came in and we authorized to go ahead to do this. The thing that in order to keep the process more going, one of the things is that we have to authorize this by signing it as a resolution. Whereas the municipality of Town of Pownal is applying for funding as provided for in the fiscal year 2015 Budget Act and may receive an award of funds under said provisions. Whereas the Department of Housing and Community Development may offer a grant agreement to this municipality for said funding. And whereas the municipality is maintaining its efforts to provide local funds for municipal and regional planning purposes. Now therefore be it resolved that the legislative body of this municipality enters into the agreement to the requirements and obligation of this grant program, including a commitment to match funds if the request is over $8,000. That the Municipal Planning Commission recommends applying for this grant, and they have signed it, the chair of that committee. That Nelson Brownell, Select Board Chair, who is either the Chief Executive Officer as defined under 10 BSA or is a Select Board member, is hereby designated to serve as the municipal authorized official for the grants management online system, handle grants, and to execute the grant agreement and other such documents that may be necessary to secure these funds. Alternate authorizing officials for redundancy. Linda, do you have any trouble with us putting your name there as another authorized official?
No, I'm very familiar with it.
Okay, that Linda Sharapa, who is the administrative assistant, will be the alternate for redundancy. And it's hereby designated as a grant, and Linda Schrapper, Administrative Assistant, is hereby designated as a grant administrator, the person with the overall administrative responsibility for municipal planning grant program activities related to the applicant and any subsequent grant agreements provisions. Pass this September 4th, this 4th day of September 2014. What's your pleasure? I need a motion to approve and
Make a
sign
motion
this.
to approve it. Sign.
Second.
Any further discussion? I have already signed on and started the process with the grant application and getting it started so that I can get the consultant and others on board to start looking at what's in there. So the process, as far as it goes with the state, is there, but they can't act on it and do anything until we do this. Okay? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Got one aye.
Aye.
How much was that for?
Whatever you guys approved at the last, when you voted for that grant.
For
It's
five-
And this basically reads that
5,000
the
to
matching
start off
funds,
with,
if
right?
request is over 8,000. But he told you what the money was, and we approved it at that last, it's in our minutes, whatever the amount was that Sid asked for.
You will start at 5,000?
5,000 is what he wanted, right? Okay,
Okay.
I'm an aye on that then, for that.
Okay, got another aye. And I'm aye, it's unanimous. Okay, pass that down and sign it, then she'll keep it down there. Okay. Okay, there's an application in for a subdivision in the town of Pownal, and the reason why I asked this to be passed on, when I looked at the survey that was done, that's attached to this, that's going to DRB, the survey had written on it that basically we were giving up our right-of-way to access that was on it, and I have informed them that the person that applied for it, that the DRB could not grant that, only that the select board could. And I just want the board to be aware of that. The subdivision is occurring in North Pownal. It basically is the right-of-way access that goes to the dam on the west side. And if we're gonna use the dam or have people use the dam, I'm assuming we don't wanna give it up. So we might wanna just pen something to the DRB to let them know that, if the board's in agreement with that. If they aren't, your call.
I don't think we should give it up. I think we should keep it.
Same?
Yeah.
Yeah, could you just let them know so that they could have that removed from the survey as part of their condition? Because I don't want the survey to reflect that in the file.
And they chose to offer that in the development?
We had, as part of their subdivision, that's one of the things written on it they want removed. And it goes in front of the DRB for a hearing, and they need to know that they can't. This is, select board cannot. That's why I had it put here. Okay, just make sure we don't lose the right of way. Or have to get into a legal battle over because somebody says yes and somebody says no, and just get it right up front. Okay. Pownal Transfer Station closed landfill water quality results. Observation summary. The overall sampling results from this round of monitoring well sampling indicate magnesium continues to exceed its standards in 3 or 4 wells. The levels detected are considered with previous results. Okay. Maybe I submit this. Other than that, everything else was okay. Zoning administrator report had 7 applications, 4 were verifications, 2 were permits that were handled right away. 1 was for a garage and addition, and 1 was the subdivision I just told you about. That was it. And of course, the track boats and others we've been meeting with. Okay. We have a letter informing us about the cable at the transfer station, which we tried to get. They basically end at the Boudreaux property and end at the Funny Farm property. So there was no cable in between that they could connect to, so you had over 1,200 feet. And they said if we want it, we could pay to do that. I'm assuming the board doesn't want to spend that expenditure. Agreement?
I agree.
Okay.
That was basically an answer to our question.
Right.
Right. Yeah. But why they wouldn't do it. Okay. Okay, the board had talked about having Cat TV come in and start recording other boards. The Cat TV was asked what the cost would be, and the cost was nothing to the town for doing the municipal planning board. And basically, I have sent them back letters stating that, as I do with the select board, I'll be that contact person, but the contacts for the planning board, besides me, will be Julie Weber, who can tell them when they're gonna have meetings and not have meetings. Okay, and that I've asked them to start as soon as they can. And I'll find out more about the other boards, but they seem to be conducive to any of them. It's just that we need to know how the regular other boards regularly meet, because a lot of them are for hearings and stuff. I just don't know their schedules. Okay. Municipal Budget Workshop flyer for September 30th. We had the VLCT draft municipal policy for their agenda with the fair. They'll be going over some of this. And their annual business meeting. They're looking for anyone that would designate as a voter for a town. I usually don't stay there until 5 o'clock at night. I go to the sessions I want and go. Candidate for forum toolkit. This is basically for people who are running for the various offices. And if the town wishes to have a candidate forum, I would urge people out there, if they wish to do that, have a candidate forum. Some others have in the past, that the board will do what it can do to assist them in finding a place and getting it set up. Okay. Okay, that's the legal notice. Okay. We have been asked to move $3,000 from the contingency expense line to the legal fund line. What's your pleasure? Linda, I'm assuming that the legal fund line is overspent at this point?
Yes.
How much was it?
$3,000.
No, how much was the legal line?
I don't know the total, I only know that it's overspent by 3,000.
Yeah, I don't know what the expense, what they've spent at this point. I could tell you what was
Have a final
budgeted.
printout.
Was it budgeted 3? Is that what it was, or?
I don't know, I don't even have, Ellen's still doing budget line adjustments for the audit.
Oh, so we don't.
That's what this is about.
What are we legally?
We did some previous, remember she said that as she did the accruals, there would be
It's,
more.
defending ourselves for our appraisals, I guess.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yes,
Okay, really out of our control, then, okay. yeah.
yes.
Okay, I just was wondering if.
Was
we
this
into-
last year's
into
legal?
something
Is
that,
that what we're talking
you know,
about?
I didn't.
No, it's a
Up
dispute
through
over,
to July?
dispute over the valuation of properties.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Oh, so this was last fiscal year's?
Yes, yes, so
But-
it's just continuing.
Well,
Wow.
there was some legal issues going on with our neighbor, but that's done.
Yeah,
So now it's just the final thing is the appraisal things and getting them adjusted.
okay, got it. Got it. I was just wondering where, you know, what we were basing the legal, money for, that was all.
Yeah, we're still in litigation.
Litigation, that's right, okay, not a problem. Very good.
Okay,
So
let's-
move, do you need a motion?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I have a motion and a second. Gonna
Yep.
get,
Second.
thanks, guys.
Too bad you didn't. It was a diaper.
Yeah, well. We don't have any money in our legal fund. That's what it basically shows in that book. So,
Legal things.
so, all right, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Make it happen. Okay. Okay, this is from our treasurer. Due to the possibility of the state holding, did you have something to say? Yeah. Due to the possibility of the state holding Pownal School base education payment on September 10th, 2014, I am opening a tax anticipation line of credit for $815,000. This will only be drawn on if needed and interest paid only on the amount that is drawn. It has been suggested that the town of Pownal pay the interest due on the line of credit due to the delay in the filing of the grand lists. The LOC will be signed by the school board on September 17th, 2014, and I will be drawing on the LOC on September 18th, 2014 to cover the total bills due. Okay? And this is basically to give us information on what they're doing so that we will know that there could be some interest due, and we knew this from what the state has sent us because of our grand late
Right,
list being
being
late.
late.
Yeah. I don't anticipate it to be much, but something that has to be done. Okay, talking about listers. Want to do that first? One of our listers has resigned, Mr. Peasley. I'll take a motion to accept his resignation with regret.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And we have been fortunate enough that we have a person that has requested to fill that position. And basically, they would fill it until March. Right, you're gonna stay until March until the election?
Oh, if you're from that person.
If you're appointed, correct. So, and basically, we have a supporting letter from one of the listers who is out on maternity leave and can't be here, so. They're supporting that Doris be appointed. So what's your pleasure?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Welcome aboard.
Seems the simplest way to go.
Well, that was a short retirement.
From what I hear, you're gonna have work on the 9th, so be ready.
Very good.
Okay, moving on. I have the Pownal delinquent sewer tax list, which lists that there is a total owed of $48,756.77 to date. This is as of 9/1. That's for all 4 quarters added up. This one is for property tax ending 9/1/2014. And the totals here is $219,687.58 with all the interest and penalties added to date. Now, that's, we haven't set taxes yet this year, so it's not anybody that's in arrears for this year, it's where we are from the year before. Okay, Town of Pownal Grand List contracts. Numbered by parcels, okay. Above voted exempt contracts, the starred one pays sewer bond, they are mixed-use parcels. These parcels are considered taxable and are then voted exempt for a specific time period. They are not exempt by statute. Do you wish to continue this praxis? Okay, so schedule rates, fees. So at this point, it's the churches, it's Comcast, and it's Pownal Fire Protection Association.
My question is, not all the fire stations, right?
Well, there's Fire Pownal,
Just pick
North
it.
Pownal, Pownal Fire Protective Association, Pownal Rescue Squad, East Pownal
Why
Fire
are they
Department.
starred here?
Yeah, so Don't know why they're starred. Can you,
The Methodist Church is partially, statute and partially it has, the parsonage is, business. The firehouse here that has the other ones are voted exempt, they're not statute exempt. Firehouse down in south is voted exempt, but also has the post office combined with that parcel. So they're exempt, the state is getting tighter about exemptions and,
is,
how they're listed in the grant list. They're not just non-tax anymore.
is the commercial property exempt, the fire department? No, okay.
No, not down south, no. It's just the state is getting tighter in the requirements on how properties are listed. The sewer or the bond repayment policy is such as that if they're exempt, they don't pay. For the sewer bond, these are exempt by voting, and I just wanted to make sure that was your pleasure to keep them. The other ones, the churches, the cemeteries, all of those are exempt by statute.
Oh, okay,
Okay, these are due to be voted on, I think, in March of 2016, so it's coming up, not this election, but it's soon.
So when you say voted on, what do? They put a petition out that we put it on as a ballot article that they vote for exemption?
Yep,
Okay, so, and that won't be until 2016.
that is correct.
So,
I just wanted to make sure you wanted to keep it or not keep it this way.
well, it sounds like we keep it that way until the 2016 when they vote on it, because it was voted on, right? At one point already?
That they be tax-free, yes. Not
Okay.
for the sewer bond, we didn't have the sewer, I don't think when we even did the initial voting.
Okay. Okay. So they're paying that now, is what you're saying?
No, they are not. The ones with the stars are paying it because they have portions of their property
Oh, okay.
that are paying taxes on. They are paying taxes on.
So they are paying
The
this.
ones with the stars are paying a sewer bond, the ones with no stars are not.
Okay,
Thank you.
that clears it up. And your question is, do we want to leave the other ones exempt, or,
They're not paying the sewer bond repayment. Yep.
are they hooked up to the sewer system?
Yep.
Why are we making some pay and not others, I guess, even though I know there's some commercial property next to them? That seems,
I know the East Pownal is not on the sewer system.
yeah, I was gonna say, that's out of the realm, so there's none there.
Pownal Center is,
That's the senior center, though, that's not you,
gotcha, this one here, Pownal Center.
yeah.
North Pownal is. South Pownal is.
Yeah, so, well, I have no trouble with leaving this to 2016, let the voters decide. I don't know about the rest of you.
Leave it the way it is.
In agreement?
No, you got a majority, you're all set.
I haven't voted yet.
Okay.
I haven't
Well, I
voted yet.
feel if you have, if you're using it just, if it was being used just for, this is only another opinion, I got a lot of them. If you're using it just for a firehouse or something, that's fine. But when you're using it for other kind of events, then, you know, it is going in the sewer. And all the people that are on the sewer are paying. But why should some not pay? That's my point, for the sewer thing.
And that's for the bond, paying for the bond.
Yeah. It's $2 million, I mean, if people voted for it. But, like I said, you got your vote, go ahead.
Haven't voted yet. I mean, that's for, the
It's, Riley's got a point.
you know, it's what's your pleasure, guys. I'll take a motion if you want to make a motion. If you don't want to, then I'm just gonna move on.
Well, let's put, now, at the same time, I can say that, one more year isn't gonna kill us.
No.
If I, because in 16, we're gonna be voting on it anyway.
Well,
So-
if it's
Am I
the.
saying that right?
If it's a sewer
In
bond.
16, we're gonna be voting on it anyhow.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
And what are we talking about? $70 a parcel? Is that where that is these
So
days?
it's been running about 76 to 80, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So you're not
Okay,
talking,
go ahead. Well, we gotta vote on this?
oh, it's up to you if you want to vote on it. If we,
No, well, you asked for it, I mean,
I
I
asked,
don't know.
I asked if you wanted to make a motion on whether or not they be exempt until 2016 or whether they start
Oh.
paying. What do you want to do?
They've been exempt up to now.
Yeah,
I would say we'd leave it that way until 2016.
that's the vote, a motion?
Motion.
Second, anywhere?
Yeah, I'll second it. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I was just giving an opinion. That's all.
Aye. All those in
I
favor
mean,
say,
at least this way, by talking about it,
people know.
if anybody recalls, when that vote comes up, they'll know what it means.
That's right.
Good.
Thank you very much.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, good.
I'm glad you guys were the majority. I don't have to vote on that.
Are you abstaining?
You,
And your reason would be why?
Because they had the majority of the vote already. Didn't
That's a good reason.
need me to pass it. Oh, hey, Town of Pownal, grand list, preliminary.
you never voted no anyway, nothing, so, no.
I only vote no when I vote with Ronnie. I only vote no when I vote with Ron.
I see, okay. All right.
Hey, can you tell us what the difference is in this grand list and the last for the bottom numbers, or are you still?
Not off the top of my head, no, that's just the preliminary, that is what the abstract that was filed last. Monday? Yeah, those are your starting point.
Okay. So, and this could change. too.
That's pre-grievance, yep.
Okay. Once the grievance is done, and I assume we'll get a, when it's
Yes,
accurate, could you at that point make a note of what the difference was, just so we know?
from last year or from this one also?
Yeah, well, no, from last year to this year. I
Oh,
just
sure.
want to know,
Yep,
have we gone up or have we gone
Yep.
down, that sort of thing?
no problem.
Thank you.
That's Barb Schlesinger over there in the corner, in case anybody don't know who it is.
That's that file cabinet there, the gray one on the end that's tall. Stick your head out and wave. Okay. Okay, notice the taxpayers' appraisal changes, and we have a list of changes that went out.
Those are other town properties.
Okay. Did we have changes on the town property?
The state is in transitioning between assessed and insurance values. And so for anything with development on it, those are the insurance values. The land is locally assessed. There's a couple of them that are significant, most of them were.
So that means our grand list has gone up. Okay, thanks. Okay, following up on items from last board meeting, street light out on Pownal Valley Fire Department has been repaired. Had a worker comp audit last Friday. The payroll appears to be up by about 20,000 over last year, which is a determining factor in how much you pay for coverage. Okay. And then
That's old, Nelson.
yeah.
It's not even supposed to be in the mail.
Oh, well, and then there's the animal control officer
Yes.
number here. I think that we should probably give out. The new number is, and this is for the animal control officer, if you need to get a hold of her, the town has issued her a cell phone, and that cell phone number is 802-379-8771. Again, 802-379-8771. That's for the animal control officer for the town of Pownal. And it's a cell phone.
And her first name is?
Her first name is, it's not on here, Vincent
Arvin.
Arvin.
Okay. I knew her last name was Vincent. I just didn't know her.
Okay, through the mail.
Oh, that was painful.
Yes.
It was.
Trans- Transfer station supervisor, please step forward. Plead your case. Yeah. You're all set, so.
Okay. Start with the,
We'll start with the fact we gave away half of your backhoe.
well, like Bruce just mentioned, hopefully we'll all get along, and, I mean, that's the way it should be. If there's a need, then,
We'll do, I'm sure that'll happen, but I just think it's a good thing now that it's kinda cleaned up
Yeah.
and, you know, that's the way things go when, two different parties are using things and.
I think the accountability is a little better
But
this
right
way.
now, and the road department most certainly can use the one the other one.
Sure.
But, okay, and they have been using it, I think,
Pretty
it has
regularly.
become a plus.
Yep.
So, I think it's working out for everyone.
I mean, this one, there may be a special occasion. This one does have a narrow bucket on it, so
Yeah.
there may be a need for that too.
Sure, good, not a problem.
Free hazardous household waste collection day. I'd like to highlight the fact that you don't need a transfer station permit to use this event. If you live in the town of Pownal, Shasberry, or Stamford, that's all it requires is residency in one of those towns. Even though they've got a new paint law, I would highly recommend if you've got paint you want to get rid of to bring it to this event. It's going to be easier, especially if it's questionable as far as the condition of the containers that are in. Don't bring anything any larger than 5 gallons. I don't think they'll accept anything if you've got it, a 55-gallon drum. You should call me. The other thing would be mercury bulbs. If you've got mercury bulbs that you'd like to get rid of, even though they have a new law on that, Greenberg's is one of the biggest ones that would take them back, and they're no longer in business. I guess Home Depot, they do take some, but I don't know to what extent. So, other than that, this will be posted around town. The other thing is it could be helpful to people if they've got the town annual report. The back 2 or 3 pages of that are pretty much designated to the transfer station. It kind of describes this event and other materials that we take, and including e-waste and whatnot. The next meeting for this Act 148 progress is September 24th. It's going to be in Bennington, room 180 at the Community College of Vermont from 4 to 6 p.m. I don't know if any one of you can attend or are interested.
What day was it again?
It's going to be the September 24th, which I believe is a Wednesday. If you don't have any of this material and you want it, I'll leave this. I can leave it here, but I've got it electronically and can send it to anybody if they want it. There's a basic outline of what they're going to go over.
What was the time on that?
It's 4 to 6 p.m. They have hired Lynn Rubenstein, that's affiliated. She's executive director of Northeast Recycling Council, and she's going to help try and put this together. I have a list here of proposed solid waste implementation plan for the Vermont Shire Solid Waste Alliance, and there's a summary here of and the goals and how they aim to meet them. One of the things that I'll emphasize once again is they're going to be asking towns to adopt ordinances on variable rate pricing, and the other thing is I don't know what other solid waste ordinances they'll be asking towns to get involved with. I don't know of any that we have right now off the top of my head. So
guess. I mean, unless you wanna go into this in a lot more detail. Like I say, if anybody, I can send this to, I don't know, Linda, do you have this
I
electronically?
gave the board everything they ever wanted to know about Act 148 today.
Okay. So,
They've
you.
got a lot of material.
I did one thing I did, when we met in Shasberry, I think Michael's gonna try and work out the hazardous household waste days. And have this Lynn Rubenstein work on a larger aspect of this.
Anything else to report to us?
Not that I can think of.
How's the Bears been?
Bears, since we put up the fence, haven't had an issue with them. Other people been feeding them on our behalf, I guess, from what I hear.
It's good to hear.
Well, somebody will be feeding off of them shortly.
I think so, Henry.
Huh?
I think so.
All right, nothing else to report?
Unless you've got any specific questions?
Nope, I'll take a motion from the board to adjourn this meeting and to go into employee evaluations for the transfer station. Executive session.
Come on.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Hi.
Aye. Okay, we're out.